Now, you know Detroit has got all the playoff experience, and Philadelphia doesn't have much. And you hear what they're saying after the game in Detroit. It's like, hey, we don't have to worry about that. You know, these things happen.
That's their problem.
I was going to get your response.
That's their problem. They always think they can turn it on. We keep saying we think they're a different team this year because last year against Cleveland, they're like, okay, Cleveland can't beat us. And like I said earlier, before you know it, guy makes plays down the stretch. LeBron did last year. Today, Evans tips the ball in. Miller makes a couple shots down the stretch. They're always guilty of playing to the level of their competition.
They're guilty of getting bored within a game, knowing that they're better than a team, and they're guilty of complacency and allowing teams to do things because they feel so far superior. You know, if you even listen to their comments, they just feel they're superior. Last night, I listened to Chauncey Billups in an interview talk about, well, yeah, we have the best, or earlier today, rather, but we have the best 5 players in basketball, and so they get to play, our second unit gets to play against that every day. So they have to be good. So he already believes that there's no one better than them. And there are teams better than them if they don't play every night.
And what we saw down the stretch in that game, un-Piston-like just in terms of execution. You saw Chauncey Billups miss a layup. You saw Chauncey Billups miss 3 out of 4 free throws down the stretch. Tayshaun Prince misses an open J. Rasheed misses. And my question, and you talked about this, Magic, but all 3 of you guys, could you see yourselves in that stage of a game clowning like that?
Well, first of all, I'd never toyed with anybody or played with anybody in the playoffs. I got a chip on my shoulder. I was moody. I was cranky. I was crazy. So you wouldn't see me playing around with nobody. I hated you in terms of disliked you. And so now my concentration is not only that play, but the next play and the next play. So what I see is a flip attitude, just like we talked about before the game. And Charles and Kenny made great points just now. And I'm going to tell you something. If they didn't realize what happened to Dallas last year, it can happen to Detroit. If they think they can just turn it on Philly, Philly got great matchups against Detroit, and they're not recognizing that. Miller is a good matchup with Chauncey. It's some good matchups for Philly out there. So Detroit's not only got to play good, they got to play hard.
Yeah.
And they got to say, you know what? This team can beat us if we don't play Detroit Pistons basketball for 48 minutes. And I didn't see that today.
And the thing that bothered me about the thing with Rasheed is like the ball came to him right after he was standing there in that huddle. So he wasn't thinking about, like I would have been thinking, the ball's coming to me. I got to make sure I get the ball and score. He's joking around, so he clearly can't be thinking about what he's going to do when the ball comes to him, and he misses a layup.
You know, well, and I add on it. We don't know if that affected his shot. I don't know that. But I do know if you smoke cigarettes, you can get cancer. It's not a good habit. So what he's practicing is bad habits, which in turn will cause cancer and it will cause lung cancer eventually. And today it was by possibly missing a layup. So you don't do the bad habits, you don't start with those things, and you don't let them be into your normal habitual action.
You know, and it's one thing, you know, and Rasheed has been an entertaining soundbite. He can be fun to watch. You know, at the All-Star game, he'll shoot 3-pointers with a left hand and a right hand, but a time and a place.